What's up, everybody? It's Fireman here, and I'm back to give you guys another top speed tune. This one's gonna be on the Veyron 16.4 2013. With the new update that they gave everyone the opportunity to pretty much buy all of the invitational cars. So hopefully everyone's gotten a decent amount of people have gotten this by now. I'm pretty sure later down the road everyone will have all those cars. There ain't gonna be a whole lot extra from the list of cars that were pretty much well, I won't say list of cars, but the number of cards that they gave us um for the invitations wise. There's only a select few more that I can actually give you guys for top speed tunes. But for this one, this is the probably the best road. I want to say best road car exactly in the game, but it is certainly one of the fastest. This is a 282. Um, I'm letting you guys know this right now. The way I have the ride height right now, um, you guys can adjust that as you please. The suspension on this is completely up to you guys and how you drive and all that stuff. Because I'm just trying to get as much top speed out of it as I could, with also given the factor of it can't handle that well in turns normally, which it does still do that, but it acts just like any of the mid-engine cars that normally do it, which makes sense. But for the suspension, uh, you have 50 in the front, 50 in the rear, so slammed all the way down. Anti-roll bars, you guys can adjust those if you guys want to. I keep them at 4, which is stock. I don't see them really doing a whole lot to the car exactly. Maybe adding a little bit more stability in the straights, but I tried it and there's doesn't seem a whole lot in the turns. Uh, Compression is 40 in the front and rear. Extension is 30 in the front and rear. Natural frequency, I have it all the way down in the rear and all the way down in the front. If you guys are having slight bit issues and you don't want to switch to sports tires in the front to be able to go through the turns, um, my best advice is try to raise the natural frequency, aka the spring rate in the front, to either all the way maxed out or at least to 2.23, which is exactly middle. Um, but that'd be on you guys on this one. Because I have the transmission pretty much spot on in my mind. And then you got 3.0 in the front for camber and 1.5 in the rear for camber, and no toe angle. Um, I've found out that this is probably the best um, like mixture of camber, because it seems to be like the sweet spot. If it isn't exactly the sweet spot for camber, it's close enough to it to where I'm not gonna see a whole lot big difference between point 0.1 off of camber. Going over to the transmission, uh, this is completely the top speed is completely stock. So once you guys buy your customizable racing transmission, you don't have to really touch the top speed at all, because the top speed at 410 is just fine. If you guys can adjust that if you want, but at that point, the numbers I have right now is not gonna match up to yours, because that will always be that type of factor. I probably will be posting. I might be posting a um, top speed tune for in use of NOS, but with how I have this set up, seventh gear will be your draft. Well, I won't say exactly drafting, because you can most likely still draft in sixth gear, which is what this is right now. But you guys will definitely be using seventh gear um for using your NOS for sure. Um, the first thing you want to do is take your final from where it is stock at, which I honestly can't remember the number, but wherever it is stock, we're going to bring it down to 2.517, which is pretty far. I believe it's like 3.2 or something or if it's not 3.2, it's definitely like 3.7. where the stock is. I can't remember where it is though, as I said before. But you just want to bring your final down to 2.517. And then you want to you pretty much should have the exact same gears as I do. I didn't touch nothing at all. The only thing I really touched was 7th, just so that way 7th wasn't so long, because when I was doing this, 7th gear was set at like 620, so it was like in close to like 6.2, if not or 0.62, if not closer to 0.6. But that was way too long. Like, you go into that gear, you're bogging out, and I don't think you'd be able to hit the speed you could hit in 7th gear with NOS. So right now, this is where I have it at 0.658. If you guys can't match that number, or if you guys aren't really matching my numbers exactly, try to aim for the final top speed on the gearing. So look for 520 for 6th gear, and roughly around 582 for 7th, because just like how it's been in the previous games, the Veyron loves, like, I would say the mid-range RPM range, mid RPM range. So try to go for that for your guys' tunes. Even if you guys don't take this tune, giving a little bit of advice, try to go for mid-range on your RPM. After that, I will be heading out to the track and let you guys see how fast it goes. I'm hoping you guys I'm pretty sure I gave you guys enough time to either write them down or do whatever you guys normally do for the tunes. But yeah, as I said, you're gonna need sports tires for this. I've tried my best, my absolute best, to try to get it working. It seemed to work fine, but if you turn just a little too much with having racing softs on in the front, you're just gonna spin out. Your back is gonna kick out, and you're gonna be gone. I absolutely tried the best I could, but I just couldn't do it. I really couldn't. As I said though, I'm pretty confident that the spring rate in front, if you raise that up, it should work for you guys. Should give you a little more stability in the turn, so that we're not having to fight. I don't want to say fight it exactly, to try to do small movements. But that's kind of how the physics are in the game at this point now. So that's why as I said before, a lot of my cars are slammed to the ground or close enough to the point where they can get their max top speed. You can raise the ride height because you have so much ride height to work with. So if I were you guys, if you guys are still having issues, try to raise the ride height up a little bit. I would say I did try it out when I was trying out my nitrous tune, and it seems to be not that higher up from the very bottom. Like, I would say between 65 and like I would say 80 is where you want to try to stay at, because if you don't, you're not going to be hitting the exact same speed. So you're going to be going a little slower if you raise up the car. That's even the biggest issue. It's mainly that. So honestly, if I were you guys, I would just do what you guys can on this, because the Veyron has always been a difficult car to try to get this suspension right, especially in the early games. But with this game, with how the new physics are, it's kind of hard to take what we always knew what was best and put it into this. Now seeing that I hit 280 very quickly, and the slight chance this is a 281 or 282 tune, I will rechange that in the title, of course, because when I was running this before, I hit 280 and it would not budge from 280. I could go past 280 in this not even ideal wind direction. In ideal wind direction, you probably could hit 283, most likely, if not 284. But that's debatable. If the winds, it's also going to be on the winds also. But yeah, so I guess this is going to be changed to a 281 soon. So yeah, I was not expecting this honestly because I said Ford. I was in 280 before. So yeah. As a Ford though, for the gearing, where you're seeing where I'm at right now, you want to try to be in that general area, at least where this is at. So definitely try that and see if that see if that works for you guys. If you guys try to go for a little bit higher in RPM or a little lower, it's all on you guys. I know that the turbo does give you more pounds when you have in lower RPMs, so you guys could try that, but I don't know how well it would work out. I don't know how far down the RPMs you could try to go, but this seems to be about as far as I can get to go so far. So unless they change something somehow change something in the physics later on in another update, which I don't think they will. But yeah, this is gonna be the end of the episode and the video. I will be posting some of the other cars that are taking presentations later on next week. There's 2 more that I have to post, and that's about it. Then I'll be going back to the other cars that are bored, I guess you say, at this point. That's less than $1 million at this point. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. Also subscribe for more videos. Share if you guys could. It'd be great to try to get these tunes out there. Not exactly with my tune in particular, but try to get. I'll try to help out everyone with all the tuning is now in this game. And also comment if you guys have any other cars you guys want to try to post. I have not posted yet so far, because you guys may have a car that could hit the speed that I may have, and I'm not sure about it. So far, I've got at least 20 to 30 cars that can hit within the range of 260 miles per hour, minimum 250 all the way up to the Veyron here. So there's a pretty big group of cars that can